Hey, good morning, y'all. It's Lexi again. Following up my second attempt at a YouTube video here. It's kind of dreary and rainy this morning outside, so I figured what better time than try to sit down and do another video of sorts. Um, to kind of recap from the first one, I'm a 51-year-old trans girl living in Georgia, happily married, have four grown children. Life's pretty good. Transitioned about 18 months ago. And I think last time I kind of mentioned that I wanted to maybe talk a little bit about what it was growing up, or what it was like growing up being transgender, and what I kind of remember. And maybe then after that we'll go and we'll touch on some gender dysphoria issues and that kind of stuff too. I don't have anything written down. I don't have any of this scripted. It's just me speaking from the heart and what comes out. It's not always going to be perfect vocabulary or anything of that nature, but I just wanted to be raw. So, what you see is what you get. Anyway, I remember about 6 or 7 years of age, feeling that something wasn't right with me. I was never at peace with anything. Even all growing up through my teenage and young adult years and on up until just a couple of years ago, I wasn't at peace with anything. Even the moments during my life that were the happiest that I should have been, there I was uneasy. I just was never settled, and that's due to gender dysphoria. Like I said, when I was 6 or 7, I knew I didn't quite fit in, that something was kind of off a little bit. Didn't know what it was, didn't know what it was called. Got to be a teenager and hit puberty. Realized that I had an intense fascination with everything feminine, including clothing. Whenever I could, I would dress, like in private, I would try to dress in some kind of female attire, because that would make me feel at ease all of a sudden. Wanting to go out like that was so taboo then and so unheard of. I mean, I won't say unheard of, but I mean, what I liken myself to be, because there was transsexual term and there was cross-dresser term, and or transvestite at the time, which is now kind of considered derogatory. But being transgender wasn't really something, I thought that it was, because that term wasn't really coined yet per se. Um, let's see. Anyway, so I prefer to be around females. Those were like my best of best friends were females. I knew I could speak to them about anything because I felt that way inside myself. I wanted female doctors. I wanted female teachers. I wanted to, go over to girls' houses and play with them, because those were the ones that I meshed with. However, socially, I was expected, being assigned, AMAB at birth or male at birth, having that, I was socially expected to play a male role. Um, Back then, it wasn't okay to say to, a set of conservative parents, hey, I don't feel like a guy inside. I feel like a girl. Oh my God, that would have, I don't know what would have happened. But, there were times that I thought about doing that, but I never could bring myself to have that kind of courage and that bravery. Now that there's more with the media, with the internet, the social platforms like, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, of course, and, a wealth of information that we can look up, like a current set of encyclopedias on the internet. We can research this and find that there's a lot of other people out there just like us. So there's strength in numbers. And, in the media, has personified people coming out, as trans in the past, 10, 15 years. And that's really helped our cause too. Again, I'm male to female trans. Grew up normal childhood. Went through my teenage years, graduated high school, went off to college, got married, had children, and everything was fine and rocked along pretty good. But I have this urge to continue to cross-dress and act feminine inside, and I wanted to be female. Um, with my first wife, in order to put that out there, she had her own set of issues going on. We had children to raise, I had a career. It wasn't time for that to focus on me. I couldn't do it. Um, the many times that I did think about saying, hey, listen, I'm transgender. I know I am, and this is something I have to explore. I fully expected that to be the end of my marriage. Possibly not. Oh God, I'm sorry, but not having my children. I'm sorry, or having a relationship with my children anymore. They were younger at that point. To not be accepted by them for something maybe they didn't understand because they were too young. I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do that to my family. So behind the scenes, I orchestrated what came out to be my transition one day. I've worked for 23 years for a very liberal corporation. So I feel like fate had it way back when I started with this company back in 2000, that somehow God knew that one day I was going to need to do this. So I had a job that was going to allow me the freedom to be me, to live authentically. Wound up in divorce, I don't know, 9, 10 years ago. And had reconnected with my BFF, Kelly, the most amazing person that I've ever known. I'm sorry, maybe I'll edit this and won't post it. I'm being so emotional, but it's still hard to talk about. But this is happy. These are happy tears, I promise. But anyway, so reconnected with her, and I think when we got together, we fell in love, of course, and I explained, I was like, look, there's this part of me that I can't go into this relationship with you without letting you know up front. This is something that I have to explore. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what's going to come of it. I just know that it's something that I feel so strongly inside, and I desire that I have to explore this. You know what? Because of because she loves me so much, she said, okay, no problem, let's do this. We got this. I'm sorry. And that's exactly what we proceeded to do. I didn't have the strength or the courage, I guess, to go to clothing stores, to go shopping and that kind of stuff. And she helped with that. I kind of think that's enough for today. This is probably longer than most of you watch, but guys, please give me a thumbs up, or subscribe to my channel, or leave a comment of if this helps you or not, or how it makes you feel. I'd really appreciate that. I'm just looking for some feedback on some of this to maybe give me a little motivation to keep going. Again, sorry about the tears today. I don't know, maybe it's just my mood with the weather. My mood is very weather dependent. Kelly, if you watch this, if you get this far in this video, you'll know that's something we talked about today, because baby, when the sun's shining, everything's great with me. If not so always. But anyway, y'all take care. Have a wonderful day, wonderful afternoon, and thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.